everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome back to another Tips Tuesday session. I'm excited to have you here tuning in for some inner business wisdom and marketing wisdom and tips, or whatever I'm talking about in these Tips Tuesday sessions. That sounded a little bit almost wanky this morning, didn't it? I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I did not want to do that to you. What we are talking about today is we're going to talk about something that's really passionate, that I'm really close to, and something I'm really passionate about, and that is busy. And would have seen that part of the title of today's Tips Tuesday session is, are you close to burnout? Because as business owners, it can quite often creep up on us. And it really does just pop out of the blue, because we love what we do. We're wearing multiple hats as business owners, and we think that we need to keep going. We need to keep doing stuff. We need to be on top of everything. And if we don't, then we're letting someone down. So first things first today, before we even get started in this one, please, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling overwhelmed, hopefully this video will relate to you. But please, first and foremost, get out of the headspace and get out of the zone that you feel like you might be letting someone down when it comes to needing to take time out for your business. So let's delve into some tips about, how to identify burnout. What do we do if we are coming across it? And, how do we move forward, and how do we try and prevent it going forward from there? So I will tell you, after, 15 years in business, I cannot say that I don't burn out anymore, because I, like you guys, get really passionate. I get really excited. We're working on projects. We're trying to meet demands. We're trying to get through things. So you look, it pops up and it happens within business life. So first things first is, I'm not going to pretend it still doesn't happen to me. It does. I am getting better at identifying it. I'm getting better at being able to see what's happening in my life and work for it. And I'm getting better at planning around what I'm doing. And surprise, surprise, planning has a lot to do with actually avoiding business burnout. So a couple of things about identifying business burnout for yourself. If you feel like you just don't have the energy to do anything else, or you're saying things like, I have done this multiple times before, and I've got a couple of notes with me as well today. I've said this to people before, I can't do that, or I've just got to do this, or I've just got to do this one more thing, or you saying to the kids or your partner quite often, just give me 5 more minutes, and those 5 more minutes turn into 20 or 30 minutes, and it's actually taking things away from your life, then the chances are we're coming close to business burnout, because we're just continually running on empty. The other thing is busy is definitely not good for us. It's actually quite harmful to you and your business, because we will make mistakes when we're overly busy or we're overly burnt out because we're tired. And I think one of the things is that we need to understand there is no badge of honor. There's no badge that you can get out, no award that you can win for business burnout or being too busy within business. And that's one of the key things that I think we forget in the world of being a business owner. And there's the words out there. There's the words like hustle and, grind and doing all those things that make busy sound amazing. Okay, they make burnout sound like something we should desire. And it's definitely not the case. While business life can be hard, while it can be busy, it does come down to balances, and it comes down to planning. So when we're stressed, when we're burnt out, we're not fully present, and we make mistakes. So if you're finding that you're making, stupid mistakes, chances are that's another signal that business burnout is on its way, and we maybe need to step back and do things. And for me, the universe has a very good way of giving me messages. I usually injure myself when I'm very close to burnout. I will burn myself. And though, for those of you who know, last year I had a really bad burn on my hand just before COVID hit. I will fall over, I will trip, I will do something, and the universe has what they call a forced method, or what I call a forced method of me to relax and settle down. So while we get into business to run businesses for ourselves, we don't get into business to work 24/7. And no one actually expects us to do that. So let's have a look at setting some boundaries, helping ourselves actually work with that business burnout, and understanding, number one priority and message I want you to take away from this message is, if you are tired and you need a break, that it is absolutely okay to take a break. Because even if you're a high-flying corporate, you took breaks back when you worked for someone else, and breaks are essential to being your best in business, and you are actually doing your business, your clients, your team, yourself a service by taking that break. So often when we're busy, we're not present within our family lives. So, look for that key indicator. So the first thing about breaking the business busy habit, as I like to call it, is about setting hours. And whether that is just setting hours on your Facebook page, or it's actually setting hours and the boundaries and the expectations for when you're available to be contacted. So I'm pretty clear with my hours here, and I'll just give you a case and example that, my availability to talk to clients is between 9:30 and 2:30. And that means that I know when I'm going to go in client mode, and the rest of my days are set up for admin. I have a particular day of the week because we do quite a lot of stuff socially and online. That is my day, and I get to choose. So Fridays are what's called my day, and if I go work with a client, it's my choice. Or if I go to the hairdresser, or if I go out and just, wander around town, it's my day to allow me to take that time out to get those foundations, to get those clarities. Now, on my day, as I call it, quite often, those moments of clarity, the ones that you can't get because you're so busy working in the business and alongside or on clients' projects or doing stuff that you don't get the clarity. On the my day moments, the moments that I take those times out, the clarity comes to me, the message, whatever we were trying to piece together all comes together. And that is a really huge thing when we're talking about being in business, and it's a great win to get. So that works really well for me. So get your clarity around your hours. Pop them on your Facebook page, pop them on your Google My Business page. Let people know when you're going to be open. And, if you only work a couple of days a week, put an email signature and an out of office on that lets people know what those hours are. Not only by doing that and putting those hours out there in the world of Facebook or wherever, you're also letting the world know that these are the times at work, but you're also subconsciously giving yourself some set times and some set boundaries to work. So once you've set those hours, make sure that you allow yourself to take time out. So go and set things into your calendars, like book a holiday, book a trip, book some time away with the kids. We've got school holidays coming up. Make sure that you've got that time out with your people. Do what you are good at. Okay, so in business, as I said, no badge of honor for busy, but quite often we can get busy doing stuff that we're not good at. For me, that's accounts. While I love reading the reports and seeing them, I'm not good at it. I'm better to give it to someone else and then review and see the information through rather than plod along going, because, A, I'm not good at it, but A, I don't like it, B, I'm not good at it. Is I sit there and I go for ages going, do accounts. I don't want to do accounts. Grumble, 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 grumble. So by outsourcing it, it frees me up and it allows me to do things. But focusing on what you're not good at doesn't mean that you actually have to be all business orientated too, because you can do things like get a house cleaner in if that makes your life easier. Get your windows cleaned, get your car cleaned, and sit at a cafe. I remember corporate days, and I'm actually going to bring this one back for myself. There was a car wash in a cafe, and I used to take my car and I'd have a cup of coffee in between client visits, and I get my company car washed. I think I've got to start looking at bringing that one back into my life rather than driving through and having my car washed and detailed. Now, if there's not one locally in town, I will find a cafe and I'll find somewhere I can leave the car and get the same results. So each time you start a task, just go through the process. If you're finding burnouts coming, ask yourself, am I the best person to do this? Or can I free myself up to do something else that maybe is more revenue generating or gives me back some time by getting someone else to do it for me? And by doing that, you start to break down that busyness bundle. Reward yourself for results, not hours, okay? No one's sitting there watching us as business owners going, okay, well, you did 24 hours a day work. That was great. Results are what counts. Did you get the job done for the client? Now, if it takes you 20 minutes to do it because you've got 20 years of experience and you thought it was going to take you 2 hours, but it just flowed and it gelled, congratulate yourself for that. Reward yourself for results. A quote from one of my past bosses was always, I don't care how long it took, I care about whether it worked. And that sticks with me, and I use that with my team quite often. I don't care how long it takes. What I'm caring about is, did it work? And have we got the right results? And that has stuck with me ever since. It's about making sure that we look at the results and whether it works. Because if I spend 10 hours doing something that was a flop, it actually has no result for the business and no return. Just the same as if we spend, 1 hour doing something and it works and it's massive and it goes off scales and it blows up and it's viral, then we know that we want to repeat that activity. So we definitely want to reward ourselves for the results, not the hours. So look at the results your business is getting, not the hours that you're putting in. There's no magical number that we should all put in. We're just looking at the results and we're looking at the outcomes. And put your health first. Studies in the occupational environment and medicine journeys concluded that working long hours increases a person's chances of illness and injury. Thank you, universe, for my forced forced off time when you injure myself. So research shows that persons who logged 12 hours a day of working time experienced a 37% increase of risk compared to those who worked fewer hours. So making sure that you are actually putting your health first so that you can turn up for your clients and your business. So by reducing your hours, you reduce hypertension, the risk of cardiovascular disease, fatigue, stress, chronic infections, diabetes, and depression, to name a few. And they're all things that we really want to avoid as business owners, so that we can keep going forward. We want to put our health first and switch off. If you do find yourself busy, to take time to switch off, whether that's putting your device inside a box. I did see a lockable box the other day, which was designed for teens, but I think it's equally designed for business owners, where you can put all your devices and it's got a time capsule on it. You can't get the device out for a certain amount of time. So make sure that you've got the ability to switch off, whether that's leaving your device in the bedroom, away from the bedroom, whether that's locking it away, or whether it's just walking away and going for a good old-fashioned walk without a device. Allow your time to switch off. But business busyness, business burnout is not something that we want to aim for. So please take care of yourself, take care of your health, take care of you, and make sure that you set some boundaries that will prioritize you and yourself when it comes to being busy and being burnout. And once again, you are not letting anyone down. If you need to take a break, if you need to stop, if you need to pause for a moment, recollect yourself, and then come back to the business life.